Talking to clients about sexuality, identity, and personal boundaries is challenging. These topics can feel abstract, and clients often struggle to find the exact words to express their deeply personal experiences. To get past that initial anxiety, we can shift the conversation away from direct questioning. Giving the client a visual exercise turns an intimidating discussion into a concrete, approachable activity. The tool we use for this is Ronnie Burke's Free to Be Me therapeutic deck. These cards provide a creative entry point designed specifically to strengthen sexual communication and self-expression. Over the next few minutes, we will walk through a clear, client-led framework. By the end of this video, you will know how to facilitate the 3 cards exercise to gently guide any client from initial hesitation to profound openness. Step 1 happens before the client even arrives. You must ensure you are working in a completely private, emotionally safe therapeutic space. Without that foundation, the exercise won't work. Once you are ready, spread the entire deck of cards out on the table. Give your client a moment to just look over the wide variety of images. We start with a warm-up phase. The goal here is simply to break the ice with a low-stakes prompt, which lowers the client's defense mechanisms and removes the pressure of needing a correct answer. To do this, ask the client, which card do you feel connected to today? Or invite them to describe a specific image by asking, what do you imagine this person feels? You will know this warm-up is successful when the client is talking exclusively about the artwork. By projecting their feelings onto the image rather than discussing themselves directly, the nonverbal ice is broken. Now we move to the core of the session. Ask your client to sort the scattered cards into 3 specific categories: connection, hesitation, and rejection. First, define connection. Instruct the client to pick cards eliciting a "this is me" reaction. Next, hesitation. Select cards causing confusion or curiosity, where they think, "not sure if it's me, but..." Finally, rejection. Identify cards they feel disconnected from. "This is really not me." Before putting the rejection cards away, have the client briefly share why they chose to discard them. Once they do, return those specific cards to the box so they are no longer part of the discussion. With the table cleared of the rejected images, you can now dive deep into the remaining connection and hesitation piles. You can ask exploratory questions like, how would this person feel safe? Or what message would you give to the person in this picture? Through this structured sorting method, the client takes an overwhelming pile of artwork and organizes it into a highly curated, manageable map of their current emotional state. Even with a diverse set of images, a pre-painted deck has limitations. It might not capture every exact nuance of your client's specific identity, relationship history, or trauma. To address this, bring the blank card onto the table alongside their chosen piles. Direct their attention to this blank space. Ask them to explore what is missing from the images or what parts of their story haven't yet been expressed. You can invite them to literally draw an image or write down a feeling, an experience, or a lingering question right there next to their existing cards. Deploying this blank card bridges the gap between the provided illustrations and the client's personal reality. It ensures they never feel constrained by the deck and empowers them to take total ownership of their own narrative. Now we move to the final discussion phase, where you and your client actively explore the stories behind the curated connection and hesitation cards. You must follow the absolute primary rule: let the client lead. In this space, there are no wrong answers. As a practitioner, resist the urge to step in. Avoid labeling or over-interpreting the images on your client's behalf. Instead, simply reflect their own words and feelings back to them. The value of this session relies entirely on what the client sees in the cards, not what you see. You also need to respect silences. Processing visual information takes significantly more time than standard conversation. Give them the quiet room to construct their thoughts. Finally, maintain clear boundaries regarding the tool itself. These cards serve strictly as a trigger for conversation. They are never to be used as a diagnostic or clinical assessment tool. By strictly adhering to these guardrails, you maintain a perfectly safe container. You provide the structure, and the client comfortably does the heavy lifting of self-discovery. With this process, you successfully bypass standard verbal defenses. Instead of pushing for answers, you offer a structured visual framework that gently opens the door. The result is a clear, tangible map of the client's inner world, allowing them to safely navigate complex feelings around intimacy, personal boundaries, and their identity. While we focused on the foundational individual exercise today, the provided manual also includes specific variations for couples exploring unspoken desires, as well as prompts for thematic group work. To bring this tool into your own practice, visit Ronnie Burke's website to order the free To Be Me card set and start facilitating better conversations today.